For landlords, by landlords. The Rent Perfect Podcast with David Pickron.
Hey, happy 100.
Wow.
Wow, right?
We made it.
This is our 100th episode.
I'm done, Scott. I'm done. I got to 100.
To
I'm
shake
out.
things up, I'm hosting today, so that's pretty exciting.
I'm out. That's why.
I'm happy. Anyway, it's hard to believe 2 years ago we had an idea to say, let's start a podcast about renting perfect, right?
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah.
And here we are at 100 episodes. And so I'm super happy and happy where we've kind of come from. And as we kind of launch and look forward to the next 100 episodes.
Well, I want to thank all the people that at these associations I go to, and I do a lot of Zoom calls, and I get great feedback. Sometimes, you talk in the microphone and you're just thinking to yourself. Sometimes, do you just really want to listen to yourself? Do you just really want? Does anybody really care what you say? And it is always so nice to have someone say, you know what, I really appreciate you sharing your thoughts with me. It gives us feedback to say, you know what, we are making a difference.
Yeah.
And certainly appreciate it. I was at a conference, about 4 or 5 months ago, and some gal came up to me and she's like, "Hey, Dave, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "Hi, I didn't know if I ever met her or not." And she's like, "Yeah," and she's talking to me, and she's kind of saying some familiar stuff, like kind of speaking our language a little bit, and I'm like, "Yes, oh, that's awesome," And finally she's like, "Well, I listen to your podcast all the time." I'm like, okay. You know me, but I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. And I want you to know I really appreciate that because it just helps strengthen relationships around the country. And, we're always here to help. We want to help people and we want to be useful. I'm sure we're not everybody's flavor out there, Scott. I'm sure some people are I'm looking for entertainment. I'm not looking for real estate stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so, hey, you're hosting today. What are we going to talk about?
I'm hosting today, so we're going to do a little math today, okay?
Okay.
This is the easiest math problem you're going to have.
Okay.
We're on our 100th episode.
Okay.
Let's cut that in half. What do we got?
50.
We got 50-50, right? Two 50s.
50 plus 50.
So today I want to talk about 50-50 partnerships in business and really in anything. But let's talk about, as we talk about the real estate and this investment side of things being a business, let's talk about the 50-50 component.
Okay.
I know you have strong feelings about this. We've been partners for a long time.
Yes.
I think 16 years. And so,
yes.
Yeah.
50-50 partners?
No, we're not 50-50 partners. But there's a reason, right?
There is a reason. I see a lot of people with some great ideas.
Yeah.
And I meet with a lot of people, and there's this concept of your right-brained or left-brained, meaning that some people come to me and they have these great ideas, but they don't know how to get there.
Yeah, there's no execution brain. It's just an idea
it's just
brain.
a creative brain, right?
Yep.
And they're just like, Dave, I got this idea, but I just how do I do it, right? And then I'll have others come say, hey, I'm willing to do it. I know how to do it, but I couldn't come up with a good idea, for the life of me.
Yeah, stick me in a room for 10 years and I couldn't come up with a great idea.
So I think great partnerships kind of don't have two of the same people. But time and time again, I see the same people who like each other, think alike, get together, and then they form these 50-50 partnerships. Mm-hmm. And they both have a strength in the same area. So first of all, any partnership, whether it's 50-50 or not, you need to make sure when you partner with someone that they have strengths that you don't have, and you have strengths that they don't have. And then you kind of, I've got some partners that we're blunt with each other in some companies I have that they say, hey, Dave, stay in your lane. You're in my lane. This is my part.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, and you have a really good communication and you kind of have your rules set, right? What happens, though, is you first start out, everybody has this great idea, and this great idea is going to be the next big Facebook, this next big Twitter. They're going to make $1 gazillion. And it's such a good idea, no one ever thinks about if something goes wrong, right?
Right.
It's like when you're signing your marriage certificate, you're not ever thinking about we might get divorced someday.
You don't go into it with that as the end goal.
Any partnership, you want to actually cover all your bases and actually, have a conversation about what if this doesn't work out? What does this look like? How do we still remain friends and unravel this?
Yep.
But when you think you have such a great idea and you're going to have gazillions of dollars in your pocket in 2 years and you're going to be on the front of Forbes magazine, there's never any talk about failure. So we're going to be partners and we're going to be rich and this is going to be great.
Yeah. And we're going to be equally rich because we're 50-50 partners.
Because I'm almost scared to say, hey, Scott, listen, I really think I should be 51. Oh, that's not going to start our partnership out very well right there if,
Right.
But I believe someone always needs to be a 51. I really do. Yeah. I think the buck has to stop with somebody. There were a lot of people behind Microsoft, but Bill Gates was the main player.
Right.
Okay. There was a guy named Paul Allen. Paul Allen became very, very wealthy, owned some sports teams, started Charter Communications back in the day. Very, very intricate in Microsoft, but you don't hear about Paul Allen because he wasn't the 51.
Right. He wasn't the big face of everything.
He wasn't the big face.
Yep.
So I think as a 51 owner or not, you get the final say. It almost creates the rules of, I am the principal of this company. Now you are a close second. Mm-hmm. And some people might think, well, geez, I can't go into a partnership like this. Well, partnerships like that don't have the struggle of the 50-50. I vote we go this way. I vote we go this way. And then you just have this struggle that you can't find,
it fractures real quickly, right?
It fractures super quickly. Also in a 50-50, say you are a little bit successful, it always creeps in the thought by one partner going, I'm doing more than them, and we're 50-50, yet I'm doing this, and they're taking vacations, and then all of a sudden there becomes this comparison of who's doing what for what, and who's really the success behind the company. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so a 50-50 just has so much gray area that people don't want to identify in the front. Now, many entities I'm involved with, I'm the 51 and over. And many entities I'm involved with, I'm under. And I take a different role in each of those, right?
Right.
I'm the end say in the 51 and overs, and the others I bow down and say, you're the principal, what would you like me to do? And it seems to work. I can play both roles. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Some people can't, though. Some people, they struggle. They want to be in control of everything.
And then they always need to be the 51. Yeah. Because if you have that person and you've given them 49, but they always have to be in that role, you're going to find out real quick you can't be partners with them.
Yep.
Now, I will tell you, humbly, in my younger years, I couldn't have been.
You couldn't have been the minority.
I couldn't have been the minority.
Yeah.
It's taken me a while. It's taken me, I don't have anything to prove anymore.
Right.
I don't have this fear of failure. I probably still in some of my partnerships run it like I'm 51% and give it my all. Mm-hmm. But I know when it came, if we had to go toe to toe, I'm going to lose that because I respect the 51% ownership. I just respect that.
Right. What's interesting too, I think sometimes as you look at these things, and that ownership percentage is really, really only critical when there's an equity event, right? When there's a sale.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Well, there's two things it is for. One is the sale, right, which happens once in a lifetime, many years down the road, right? But the main reason 51% is so important is the control and power. Yeah. It's just control and power and final say. Yeah. Right? It just eliminates the I want to go this way, you want to go this way, I have equal ownership. You have equal, now we're in a major problem.
Yeah, it's a tug of war that nobody really wants to be in when you're doing business.
If you're 51-49, I want to go this way, I want to go this way, then we're going this way. And you might not like it if you're the 49. So if you're the 49, make sure that you partner with somebody that you respect, that compliments you, and you can go that direction. But I've seen way too many good ideas, bad ideas, partnerships just absolutely implode.
Yeah. They die because of the partnership structure.
And I'm 50-50 with my wife in our marriage. Yeah. And I can't tell you, I married a dream girl. I'm hoping she gets me into heaven one of these days, right? I mean, this girl is amazing. But we have the 50-50 struggles. It's raising kids and doing whatever, and it's just it's marriage, and it's one that I will fight for and fight with. But a lot of business partnerships, I'm not that intimate with my partners enough to live with them and do all that good stuff. So
thank heavens. Yeah, no kidding. No, I love it. I think it's interesting when you talk about marriage, and we often, the experts say marriage isn't 50-50, it's 100-100, right? I mean, you're supposed to give 100%.
Are you going back to the 100th episode?
Yeah,
right
we're
now?
going back to the 100th episode. So what I'm saying is that regardless of your ownership in whatever business structure you're involved in, I try to give myself 100%. I give 100% of my effort toward that. And with that, this has been our 100th episode of the Rent Perfect podcast.
That's awesome.
And we are so glad that you're with us. We invite you to like and subscribe. That's how we keep getting good content. Give us feedback. And until episode 101, continue to rent perfect.